Right now, this very second, a great white shark is considered one of the most terrifying predators on Earth. 600 pounds, 20 rows of teeth, top of the ocean food chain. But there was a time, not that long ago in Earth's history, when a great white would have been a snack. There was a time when the skies were ruled by creatures with 40-foot wingspans, when snakes were longer than a city bus, when a bird could look a giraffe in the eye and still be the bigger threat. These weren't monsters from a movie, these were real. They walked, swam, and flew across the same planet you're standing on right now. So what happened to them, and why does no one ever actually talk about how insane they were? Let's fix that. Let's start in the ocean, because that's where the most terrifying ruler in Earth's history lived. You've seen Jaws, you've seen the great white attack scenes. Now imagine that shark is the size of a school bus, and it hunts whales. That's Megalodon. And no, Hollywood did not exaggerate this one. Scientists estimate Megalodon reached 60 feet in length. Its teeth alone were 7 inches long. For comparison, a great white shark's tooth is barely 2.5 inches. Its bite force hit 180,000 newtons. To put that in words you can feel, a T-Rex bite could crush a car. Megalodon's bite could dismantle it. Rip the whole thing apart, piece by piece. That's not a predator. That's a natural disaster with fins. Its primary prey was prehistoric whales. It would approach from below, aim for the ribcage, and collapse the lungs in a single bite. The ocean didn't just have a top predator back then. It had a god-level ruler. And here's the part that quietly unsettles scientists to this day. Megalodon teeth still wash up on beaches. The oceans are 80% unexplored. Some researchers, very carefully, very quietly, don't fully rule out the idea that something massive still hides in the deep. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just an honest admission of what we don't know. Now let's come onto land, because the ocean wasn't the only place where size had no limits. In 1987, an Argentinian farmer was walking his land when he tripped over what he thought was a piece of petrified wood. He called in the experts. It wasn't wood. It was a single thigh bone, 8 feet long, belonging to the largest land animal that has ever existed on this planet. Argentinosaurus, 115 feet long, 88 tons. That is heavier than 12 adult African elephants standing on a single scale. This thing moved. The ground shook when it walked. Every step was a small seismic event. Scientists calculated that it gained nearly 1 full ton of body weight per year during adolescence alone. It wasn't an animal, it was a moving mountain, and it was a herbivore. Which raises a genuinely terrifying question. If the plant eaters were this big, how big were the things that hunted them? The answer is Giganotosaurus, a predator that scientists estimate could run at 31 miles per hour, faster than a Tyrannosaurus rex, chasing something the size of a building. The Cretaceous period wasn't a time period, it was a different planet. While all of this was happening on land, the rivers had their own nightmare. In 2009, in the coal mines of Colombia, scientists dug up a single vertebra the size of a dinner plate. That one bone told them everything. Titanoboa, 48 feet long, weighing up to 2,500 pounds, the largest snake that has ever existed on Earth. It was so massively heavy that it couldn't move across dry land the way modern snakes do. It spent most of its life in warm tropical rivers and swamps, like a living submarine made of muscle, and it ate crocodiles, large ones, whole. It would coil around them, crush every bone simultaneously, and swallow them headfirst without ceremony. Titanoboa existed because the Earth itself was running on a different system back then. Higher temperatures, higher oxygen levels, tropical heat even near the poles. The planet was warmer, bigger, wilder, and in that world Titanoboa was the apex, the system administrator of everything that crawled or swam. But we haven't touched the skies yet, and the skies had something that makes every other creature on this list look almost reasonable by comparison. Picture a giraffe, now give it wings, a 40-foot wingspan, and make it a predator that hunts on foot when it isn't flying. That is Quetzalcoatlus northropi, the largest flying animal in the history of this planet. Named after the Aztec feathered serpent god, because when civilizations first encountered its fossils, they apparently understood instinctively what kind of power this creature once had. Quetzalcoatlus stood 16 feet tall on the ground, eye level with a modern giraffe. It could soar for thousands of miles without stopping. And when it landed, it hunted by stalking along the ground like an enormous heron, using that long neck like a biological spear to snatch prey whole. This thing was alive at the same time as the T-Rex. Imagine being a dinosaur, already living in a world full of monsters, and then something the size of a small aircraft drops from the sky directly above you. The late Cretaceous period had absolutely no mercy. After the dinosaurs went extinct, the world had a vacancy for the position of top land predator, and birds, of all creatures, applied for the job, and they held it for 50 million years. Meet Kelenken guillermois, the largest terror bird ever discovered. 10.5 feet tall, a skull the size of a horse's head, a beak built like a pickaxe designed to crush bone. It couldn't fly. It didn't need to. It ran fast, chasing prehistoric horses, ancient deer, and anything else that dared to share a continent with it. Terror birds ruled South America for over 50 million years. They were the dinosaurs of the mammal era, and for most of that time, nothing on land could stop them. When South America finally reconnected to North America via the Panama Land Bridge, the terror birds moved north. And then something happened that even scientists cannot fully explain. They went extinct almost immediately after entering the new continent. Some believe the mammals from the north simply outcompeted them, but 50 million years of absolute dominance ended in what is, geologically speaking, the blink of an eye. Nature does not forgive slow adaptation, not even for kings. And then there's the one that should bother you the most, not because it was the biggest, not because it was the most dangerous, but because of when it was alive. The Megatherium, the giant ground sloth, went extinct only 10,000 years ago. Humans were already here. We coexisted with this animal, we looked it in the eye, and modern sloths weigh maybe 10 pounds and hang upside down in trees being adorable. The Megatherium weighed 4 tons, stood 20 feet tall on its hind legs, and had 12-inch claws that could gut a predator in a single swipe. Charles Darwin himself collected Megatherium fossils during the voyage of the Beagle in the 1830s. It was one of the key moments that helped him understand extinction was real, that creatures this magnificent could simply vanish from the face of the earth. That realization became part of the foundation that led him to develop the theory of evolution. A giant sloth, a creature your ancestors hunted with spears, changed the way we understand all life on this planet. Here's what no one tells you in school. These animals weren't exceptions, they weren't flukes, they weren't accidents of evolution, they were the rule. For hundreds of millions of years, this planet operated on a completely different scale. Size, power, violence, everything was dialed up to maximum, and the Earth rewarded it. Megalodon in the seas, Argentinosaurus on land, Quetzalcoatlus in the sky, Titanoboa in the rivers, terror birds in the forests, and a 4-ton sloth with 12-inch claws that your actual ancestors faced in actual real life. We live in what scientists call the age of small things. The megafauna is gone, the giants are erased, and we barely even remember they existed. But the fossils remember, the bones remember, the coal mines of Colombia remember, the beaches where megalodon teeth still wash ashore remember, and now, so do you. Which one of these hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. And if you want the next chapter, where we go deeper into the ocean giants that even Megalodon feared, subscribe, because that one is going to completely wreck you